So enterprise legal teams can take 6 to 9 months to buy, and I have less than 130 days. That is the clock I'm working against. So I am going to be asking one question, and that is, can we earn a yes before the checklist is complete? It is currently Friday. I'm recording this, and I'm sort of just wrapping up my day, prepping to hit the ground running for Monday. So last time, I shared with you what the goal was, which is closing our first enterprise customer deal by the end of this year, 2026. It is in fact a very lofty goal, and we are such a small fish, but I think we can do it. I mean, the believing part took me maybe 10 seconds. The rest of it is going to take a little longer and is going to be a little harder. I'm just going to be honest, because here's what makes this uncomfortable. I already know exactly what these companies are going to be asking for, every question, and probably in the order they're going to be asking these questions, because for years I was the one who was asking these questions of our vendors or prospective vendors. So I'm going to try to put you in the room for a second so you can kind of understand it from the general counsel or attorney role within an organization. Let's say that you are the general counsel, somebody in sales has already fallen in love with a piece of software. They've already said the words, it's really quick to set this up, and now it's sitting on your desk and everybody is waiting on you to evaluate and give a yes. So you send the list to the vendor, and I want you to hear what's actually on this list, because it does not arrive as 5 friendly questions. It starts with security. Who can see our contracts? Where does the data live? And what happens to every bit of it the day we walk away from you? It also means a SOC 2 report, a penetration test, and a questionnaire that runs to a few hundred rows. Then comes the one that didn't exist 5 years ago. Are our contracts training your models, your AI models? And listen, there's exactly one right answer to that question, and it is no. No. In writing, in the agreement, you have to say, no, we are not training our agents or our models on your data. Then they want to talk about identity, single sign-on, provisioning. Somebody leaves the company on Friday and their access is gone on Friday, not Monday, Friday. Then the paper. And this is where they stop being polite, because we are not signing our terms, we're signing their terms. A data processing agreement, an indemnity, a liability cap they will once lifted for exactly the thing I would most want it kept for. And then there's the last one, and nobody warns you about this one. They want a reference. They want to talk to a company that looks like them, that already bought and already survived it. Okay, so that's the list. And here's what I did with it. I've sat down, I've answered my own questionnaire, and I'll be honest with you, I was braced for it to be really ugly, and it wasn't, mostly. For single sign-on, yes, we have that. About 30 minutes once both sides swap metadata, role-based access, all good. And when we send the documents to the other side, they get the document, they don't get our workspace. That wall is real, and there's a test that fails the second anybody tries to widen it. Now, the AI question. Your contracts don't train anybody's models. And that's already in the agreement, which is a part I'm actually really proud of and we thought about from the onset of creating this software. It's not just no training, it's zero data retention at the model provider. Your paper isn't kept after the answer comes back. Now, the Friday question though, and I did tell you at the top that it is Friday, so this one is a little on the nose partly, but an administrator removes somebody from members and teams and they're out. Access is revoked and it's completely revoked. But I'm not reading from your directory yet. So you switch somebody off in Okta and somebody on your side still has to go switch them off in Midley. For 400 seats and a quarterly access review, not so much fine. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it is. Honestly, that is a gap at the moment, but it's always fixable, right? Now let's jump into some more positives. Business continuity, yes. 4-hour recovery time, 5-minute recovery points, 30 days of point in time restore, written down somewhere, not aspirational, which leaves 2 more things. We do not have a SOC 2, and nobody independent has ever tried to break in. And a SOC 2 is not a weekend. It's an observation window, an auditor, and money. And then there's a references. I can't hand them a company that looks like them and already bought, because that company is the entire thing I'm trying to find right now. You see the problem, right? Chicken and egg. You need an enterprise customer to get an enterprise customer. That's just a reality. An enterprise legal team takes 6 to 9 months to buy software. I have less than 130 days. So the real question isn't whether we can finish the list, it's whether there's a version of this where somebody says yes before the list is even finished. And I think there might be. I'll tell you what it is next week. Follow along on my journey if this content interests you. I really, really believe we can do this. It is